The Point Isabel Independent School District will hold a regular school board meeting at 101 Port Road, Central Administration Boardroom, Port Isabel, Texas, on December 17th, 2024 at 6 p.m. for consideration of the items listed below. The public may access this meeting at the district's YouTube page. It is 6:02. I'm calling this meeting to order, and we have a full quorum. Mrs. Capistan, was this agenda duly posted as required by law?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Okay. We'll move on to the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance and Texas Pledge by Mr. Andrew LeBlanc.
Bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you with gratitude for the dedication, care, and hard work of all our staff who serve our children and community. As we enter the final week before they take time away from their daily responsibilities, we ask that you grant them deep and restorative rest. May their hearts be unburdened, their minds find peace, and their bodies experience renewal. Let this break be a time of refreshment for their spirits, a time to reconnect with their loved ones, and a time to find joy in simple moments. Surround them with your love and protection, keeping them stress and worry-free. Lord, as we prepare to return, fill them with energy, patience, and renewed sense of purpose. Remind them that their work matters, that their efforts are seen and appreciated, and that they are a blessing to all they serve. In your mercy and grace, restore them fully so they may continue to service our community with strength, wisdom, and compassion. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Mr. LeBlanc. We'll now have presentations, starting with the Point Isabel Independent School District Christmas card artwork winner. Mrs. Capistan?
Thank you so much, Ms. Scott, members of the board, and to our audience. This afternoon, we are so excited to have 3 of our students that will be recognized for competing in our annual Point Isabel ISD Christmas card decorating contest. I'm going to talk about each of the students, but at this time, I'm going to ask for all of our 3 students, we have first, second, and third place, to come up so that you are standing up in the front while we talk about you. So if we can have Elizabeth. Is Elizabeth here? If you can come up, Miss Elizabeth, you can stand right there. And do we have Luz that is here? Come up, Miss Luz. And we have Ariella. So every year we have a Christmas card contest. We ask our students to compete, and we have lots of entries that are submitted every single year. And for our judges, it's a very, very difficult decision because our students are so talented and they come up with amazing artwork. But tonight we have our top 3 winners who were selected for having amazing, not only amazing drawing, color, but the theme. And so we're so, so proud to recognize them. So at this time, we have 3rd place student, Miss Ariella Garza, and she's a 4th grade student. Can you wave, Miss Ariella? She's a 4th grade student at Derry Elementary, and I'm going to show you her beautiful artwork. Look at this. So I am going to come up to the front because I want Ariella to talk about what inspired her. Are you okay? What if I describe what you drew? Is that okay? Okay. So look at this. Ariella drew a Christmas tree, and the Christmas tree is surrounded by our water, our beautiful Laguna Madre water. But there's so many details on it. We have different fish, the color, just the details. But most importantly, I believe that we have our Queen Isabella Causeway as a background. Is that the bridge? So beautiful. I'm going to go up to the front so everyone, I tell you what, you hold it up so everyone can see that. Look at that amazing artwork. Hold it up. Our second place student drew a beautiful PTI Christmas card, and it was created by Miss Luz Guadalupe Franco, 6th grade student at Port Isabel Junior High. And do you want to say a few words about yours? No? Okay. Okay, well, I will, because this is too beautiful. All of your works are too beautiful not to talk about. So, background is a beautiful pink with a Christmas tree, but obviously highlighting our PTI logo. And this Christmas card has so many details. There are gingerbread, there's Santa hats, candy cane, and just so much detail on this Christmas card. So now you see what I'm talking about, why it was so difficult to select a card, because look at this amazing work. So here you go. Please hold it up so everyone can see your Christmas card. The winner of our Point Isabel ISD Christmas card that we had printed, and every school district employee and every school district in Region 1 gets a copy of this Christmas card that was created by Miss Elizabeth Galloway, 2nd grade student at Dairy Elementary. Look at the detail on this Christmas card. So the backdrop, do you want to say a few words, Elizabeth? No? Okay, we'll practice later. But the background, this Christmas card has our lighthouse, our beautiful lighthouse, and it is colored in candy cane. I don't know if you can see it. Look at this. Look at the details. We have a tarpon and a lot of our native plants, and they are covered in Christmas lights. Lots of details. So this Christmas card is received by every school district employee, every teacher. Elizabeth has your Christmas card. So here you go. And I'm going to present you with a certificate. All of you have a beautiful, you will forever have your Christmas card framed up, and you'll remember that you were the winners of our 2024 Point Isabel ISD Christmas card contest.
Julia, move on down.
Yay. Congratulations, ladies. Keep up the good work. Keep going. Thank you so much. Parents, if our parents are in the audience, our next presentation is recognition of our 2024 Texas Southmost College Associate's Degree recipient. So at this time, I am going to ask our student to come up because I do want him to be standing up as we're talking about him. Face the audience. We want everyone to see you. We had David Olmos participate in Texas Southmost College graduation this past weekend. David is a first-generation college degree recipient. He had his sister, I believe, last year that also was an associate's degree recipient. He completed his associate's degree in 3.5 years. That is why he participated in the December graduation and not in the May graduation, because something that is so difficult to obtain in 4 years, David was able to obtain in 3.5 years. He plans to attend UTSA. No, not UTSA. Oh, UT Austin. Correction, UT Austin. Longhorns. Hook 'em. You want to be an entrepreneur? Is that correct? Business? Marketing. Business field in the marketing area. But again, he was able to accomplish this in 3.5 years. So, David, I'm going to present you the certificate, but I'm going to go up because I want you to say a few words about this incredible accomplishment. And to all of our families, I want everyone to know that our school district has the programs available for all of our students to obtain an associate's degree while our students are here at Port Isabel Early College High School. Something that was not available to our students is now something that our students are completing in 3.5 years. So I want you to tell us just anything about what this means to you. How did it feel on Saturday when you were graduating from a college?
I don't really have too much to say, if I'm being quite honest, but I do just want to say how grateful I am to have this opportunity. Especially grateful to my principal and my counselor for giving me this opportunity. I took my chances whenever I could. I always try to get ahead, and obviously it's paid off. And like I said, I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity.
Super proud of you. Your family is here? Okay, if we can have your family come up. And our board will take a picture. I'm going to ask our campus principal to come up and join us as well. So another tidbit that's important about our associate's degree. The average percentage of high schools students that graduate with an associate's degree is 11% in the state of Texas. Last year, Port Isabel Early College High School had 22% of our students graduating. So we're almost double what the average is for the state of Texas. So what does that mean and what does it do to our students? They're already 2 years ahead. So when they start their third year, which should be their third year in college, they're just a freshman. And so that means time and money for our students. And the chances of them graduating with a bachelor's increases tremendously. So to all of our families out there watching, I ask you, please ask if your child is in elementary, in junior high, ask those questions. How can my child graduate just like David did and just like his sister did? And we're in our third year of students graduating with their associate's degree. A week, 2 weeks, or a semester before graduating from high school. So again, we're so proud of you and your family. Muchísimas gracias, señora, por todo lo que usted hace para su hijo, para apoyarlo. Somos un equipo juntos, pero felicidades a usted y su familia. Congratulations again. Thank you. We're so proud of you.
Ms. Capistrano, I'd like to say a few words. I've been sitting in this chair for a long time as a board member, and it used to be we had seniors graduating at midterm. So we are so proud to have this gentleman graduating with associate's degree at this time. I believe this is a first for our district. Yeah. So congratulations to you and the family, and I hope that all our students who are out there listening and staff and parents, please take advantage of these opportunities, these experiences. It will save you so much time, and it'll save the parents so much money. So thanks again, and congratulations.
I'd like to add a point too also. In mid-year, to be able to get your associate's degree, that's a huge achievement. And I too feel like I've been here quite a while, but lately we have had so much excitement. You guys, we are so proud of you guys. But to see that your sister was one of the first ones, and then you come and you are the first one to do it mid-year. That is amazing. We're so proud of you. Keep it up. And if I'm correct, he is number 33, right? 2 and then 30 and then. The number. Yeah. You're the 33rd one. So that makes us really feel great.
But the first to graduate in 3.5 years.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing.
Again, congratulations. Felicidades. Estamos tan orgullosos. So our next presentation is going to be presented by Ms. Nancy Waterhouse, and great partnerships. We have great academic partnerships, such as with Texas Southmost College, but we also have amazing partnerships with folks in our community. And I want to introduce Ms. Nancy Waterhouse at this time, who will begin the presentation. Ms. Waterhouse.
Thank you so much, Madam President, members of the board, Ms. Capistran, and our amazing audience and guests. I'm very happy to be up here and getting to present this recognition. Last year we started with an event where we took all of our special education students and they got to be with Santa Claus and they got a Build-A-Bear. And this year we had the Port Isabel Volunteer Firemen's Association step up and basically tell us we'll sponsor it. And so their help and support has just impacted, because we were able to grow the event and we were able to do more and do more decorations, and Santa was here and the kids got to talk to him. And sometimes some of our students that have some sensory issues don't get that, where they got to talk to Santa. Some of the cutest moments that made me kind of tear up is when they turned and say, "Where's your sleigh? Where's Rudolph?" Or "What did you get me?" And just getting to give them that moment that we don't often get with our students was it was a joy. So I do want to ask them to come up here. We do have 2 amazing, brave Port Isabel volunteer firemen representing the Volunteer Firemen's Association. We could give them a bigger round of applause. So we do have a recognition for the association, but I do want to recognize them personally as well. So we have Mr. John Sandoval.
Thank you so much.
And we have Mr. Josh Garza. And just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Like I said, what you allowed us to do with this event is just make it better. And so I'm already planning our next one. And we're hoping you sponsor us again. But thank you so much. And they got to join us and they got to see the kids. So it was really cool. Not only did we have Santa, we had firemen there. So the kids were over the moon. It was really fantastic. So thank you so much on behalf of our special education department and on behalf of Point Isabel ISD.
Would you like to share about your experience? Here you go. Well, no, because Facebook.
So no, on behalf of the Port Isabel Volunteer Firemen's Association, we did put this on the last agenda. Our guys, hands down, it was a unanimous decision. There was no, falter at all. I mean, they just absolutely were ready to jump in when they were able to sponsor this event. And so, these guys are amazing people. They're out there, assisting us in our community day to day as volunteers, but also are willing to assist in any way that we possibly can. And thank you all so much, Mrs. Waterhouse, for allowing us to be a part of this. We were out there with the kids. It was an absolute joy, so much fun. And seeing their faces was, it was amazing. So thank you all so much for that.
I'm good.
Wow, thank you so much. Josh, thank you so much.
And our last presentation tonight is a presentation by our ACE department, led by Ms. Baron. At this time, I introduce Ms. Baron.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm a mess right now. Before I start with this, as you all know, well, good evening to everybody here in the audience, to the board. This is Capistran. I'm so sorry, I don't come from education in my background, so I'm sorry. Seeing the difference. We get it. We get it. It's just very overwhelming to be part of a team that is making a difference in students' life. You don't see this when you work for the government or when you work for a restaurant, and it's really touching to see that. Okay, so thank you. So thank you for allowing me to be here and experience this, because I am a first generation graduate in my family, and I didn't have the opportunity for my mom to see me graduate with my bachelor's and with my master's. Yo no tuve la oportunidad de que mi familia pudiera verme graduar, y es un orgullo y en realidad es un placer poder ver a sus hijos realizar algo así. Así que muchas felicidades. And to see the recognitions with artwork, like, oh my gosh, this school district is like amazing. Okay, so moving on to ACE. As you all know, we want to recognize our employees for all of their hard work. They have, I say it every single month, but they do have very long days when they're working with us because they're part of so many different things. So I wanted to recognize them today. A lot of them had other areas that they had to attend to, but I still want to recognize them, and I have some of my staff members here, and I would like them to come up and receive this for them as well. So here today we do have I'll recognize her first. From Derry Elementary, we have Ms. Maria del Carmen Perez. She does our MindWorks reading, and she also does our STEM. So if you could please come up so to be recognized. We want to thank you so much for everything that you, oh my gosh, we're twins. Thank you so much. As you all know, if you could just stay right here. We do help out our students to make sure that they are successful, not only during school, but in after school. So her work of line with working with MindWorks, with helping them with reading, is going to help them their success with their grades, their academics. So we want to thank you so much, Ms. Perez. At Garriga Elementary, Ms. Michaud, if you can come up. We do have recognition for Ms. Daniela Ramirez. She is in our morning program. We are available 1 hour before school for all of us students, and we assist them with their morning academics. You know, if maybe they didn't complete the homework in the morning, they do have an opportunity to do this in the morning as well with an educator. So we want to congratulate her. You want to come this way? You can accept it for her. At our junior high, we also have Miss Elma Ruiz, and she takes care of the morning program as well, and also at academic assistance, which she takes care of one-on-one, making sure that they're getting all of their credits at the junior high. So she does really well with all of our students. And at the high school, Miss Hilda, if you can come with me, we call them our dynamic duo because they work together. They're a team. We have Mr. Obed Salas and Mr. Mario Gaucin. Mr. Salas takes care of our conjunto program that we have established at our secondary level. We actually have a 5th grader in there as well. He's one of our drummers. And then he also takes care of our choir program, just in case we get any other performances, we're ready. And then we also have Mr. Gaucin. Mr. Gaucin is helping out in our conjunto program as well. and he's going to be taking along our driver's ed course in next semester. So we're very proud of them and very proud of the hard work that they are doing and everything. Oh my gosh, here I go again. Everything that we're accomplishing together as a team and as a district. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I also want to acknowledge and recognize Ms. Baron through her hard work and ensuring that our district stays within compliance because that is the only way that we would be eligible to continue to apply to this amazing program in the future. We know that our kids have benefited from this so much. And so a big component of being eligible to reapply is compliance. Ms. Baron came in and made some necessary adjustments that were needed, and we are in compliant. Not only are we in compliant, but she has been asked to present at the state level to highlight the amazing work that our Point Isabel ISD is doing and is being highlighted at the state level. So congratulations, Ms. Baron, for leading this amazing team and the amazing work under your leadership.
Thank you.
Okay, now moving on to public comments. Do we have anyone sign up for public comment? No. Okay. Moving on to any announcements. Mrs. Capistan?
Thank you so much, Ms. Scott, members of the board, and to our audience. Just a reminder to all our students and our families, just in case they didn't know, Friday is the last day of school before going out on your Christmas holiday vacation for 2 weeks. So we ask everyone to have a safe, enjoyable 2-week vacation. We want all of our families to be very safe, have fun, and we wish all of you a joyous 2025. Can you believe that? We're going to have to get used to saying, okay, 2025. It'll take us a couple of minutes, but that's, a couple of days, actually, to get used to that. It takes us a while, right? But those are the important announcements. And again, super proud of all the work that our students are doing.
Thank you, Mrs. Capistan.
And at this time, I know we have some winners that were recognized. This would be a good time if you want to exit, or you can stay for 3 more hours to this meeting. But this is because we're going to go into the agenda items. You all are welcome to stay, but this is a good time as we transition. You all enjoy dinner.
Congratulations.
Mary.
Thank you.
Oh, she can stay. You can pick her up in 2 hours, right?
Bye.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
All right, moving on to the business agenda. Moving on to approval of consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
So move.
I have a motion made by Mr. Davalos to approve the consent agenda, a second by Mrs. Galvan. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to discussion and action agenda. Item 1, consideration and action to approve action findings required by Chapter 2254 of the Texas Government Code and approval of a contract for tax collection services with Linebarger, Gogan, Blair & Sampson, LLP, as a special counsel to perform all legal services necessary to collect delinquent property taxes and authorize the execution of such agreement. Mrs. Capistan?
Thank you, Ms. Scott, members of the board, and to our audience. We have been partnering with Linebarger for a couple of years now, and Christy and I met with the team a couple of weeks ago, and very impressed with the work that they are doing as far as assisting us with our tax collection. So tonight, we do have representatives that are here that are going to present some information, and then we'll go on to the agenda item. Welcome to Point Isabel ISD.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Board President, board members, Ms. Capistan. Good evening. My name is Jeff Garcia. I'm the managing partner of the Brownsville Linebarger office. Also here with me tonight is Ms. Ariana Curiel Magallanes, who is one of the attorneys at our Brownsville office. Miss Monica Solis sends her apologies. We're in multiple locations tonight giving presentations, so Monica wanted me to just say hello to all of you, and she wishes she could be here as well. But Monica, Ariana, and myself represent the management at the Brownsville office, and we are proud to represent 24 full-time individuals who represent the district day in and day out in the collection of property taxes. And we just want to be able to provide the district with a nice little collection report here tonight to show you the work that they have done on behalf of the district. Every collection report that we've done over the years starts off with this basic premises that you see up here. And what we want for the public to take away with this slide is that at the Linebarger Law Firm, our number one goal when we receive accounts from the county for taxpayers is taxpayer outreach. We always want to get to the taxpayer to inform them of their delinquency, to see if there's a way that we can help them out. Perhaps they may be entitled to an exemption. We will provide them with all that information and direct them to the appraisal district so that they can get that exemption and perhaps have a tax saving on their tax bill. But by all means, we always use the tool of litigation as a final resort. We never resort to litigation first. We always work with your taxpayers to be able to help them out if they fall behind on their taxes. Talking about a little bit of pre-litigation activities, during this reporting period, we sent out over 9,600 statements that they all totaled close to $9.6 million in collection. We performed over 277 outbound phone calls. You can see the amount there that was trying to collect. We performed research and title to the tune of 171 accounts, and we're able to work with your taxpayers and create 41 payment agreements where the taxpayer came into our office and worked out their taxes. Moving on to litigation activities, during this reporting period, Ms. Corriero oversaw the filing of over 175 lawsuits. During that time, she went to court and obtained some dismissals, which is a good thing. That means the taxes got paid, 127. She also took 70 judgments, and we also performed 29 tax warrants on behalf of the district. To see what your collection performance here over the past 4 fiscal periods, you can clearly see there the total amount of taxes that were collected on behalf of the district. Now, typically, you always want to see in any other kind of collection, perhaps a stair step going the other direction. But let me tell you why this is actually a great sign when it comes to your collection law firm. And the number that you want to pay attention to is where it says adjusted DTR there. You can tell your delinquent tax law firm is doing their job when you see the overall balance that is due to the district continues to go down every year. So if you go back to 2020, 2021, you had a $3.2 million delinquent tax roll. Move back to this previous tax fiscal year, that reduced to $2.2 million. So you can clearly see that the work of our staff is doing their job and collecting the taxes that are due to the district. Moving on to another slide, I like to always show this slide because it shows the work not only that we do in conjunction with our office and our employees, but also with the Cameron County Tax Office. You can see there, this chart breaks down all the collections by specific tax year. So the very far left column of this slide will show you the adjusted tax levy. That's the total amount of all the tax bills that goes out in October on behalf of the district. And then your Cameron County Tax Office will collect all the way up to close to 98% of that amount. So at that point in July, the tax office then turns over the football to Linebarger, and we try to get you as close as possible to 100% collections. And you can see right there to the far right, the Linebarger Law Firm does that year in and year out on behalf of the Point Isabel School District. Again, great numbers. You can see there going back all to 2018, you're as close as possible to 100%. And that's what we strive to do every year on behalf of the district. Short presentation, kept it short. Any questions?
You had 2 hours.
The last 2 meetings, it was pretty clear. You got 5 minutes. Okay, we can do it.
Okay. Any questions or comments by board members? Okay.
I just have an update, and Dr. Mendoza will be printing out the contract. The only change to the contract that's on your agenda is on Article 6 for the effective date of December 17, 2024, and shall expire December 16, 2027. That is the only change to the contract that you have, is the begin and end date.
Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
I have a motion made by Mrs. Zamora. I have a second by Mrs. Galvan. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 2, recommend approval of the board policy CDA, other revenues, investments, and investment strategies that have been reviewed by the Board of Trustees as required by law. Mrs. Capistan.
Thank you, Ms. Scott, members of the board, and to the audience. This is part of our annual presentation. It is brief information, but we want to ensure that the district reviews what is required by law as far as CDA is concerned. That's local policy regarding our investments, who is responsible, and the district's role. I appreciate Ms. Melissa Trevino for stepping up, and she'll be providing us with an overview on this. Ms. Trevino.
Thank you, Ms. Capistan, Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience. Thank you for being here. This agenda item that I'm bringing you today, I will be presenting on behalf of my CFO, Ms. Christy Gonzalez, who unfortunately was not able to attend this board meeting, but I'm sure she is listening to me. So I hope I can present it as well as she would. This is actually an agenda item that we bring to the board every year, and it is required by the Public Funds Investment Act, which is found in Texas Government Code, Chapter 2256. And I have actually put together a PowerPoint that can provide a little bit overview of the major points in this board policy. And the first one is the investment authority. This board policy does determine that the board must designate our investment officers for the district. And earlier today, our 2 investment officers for this year were Ms. Christy Gonzalez, our Chief Financial Officer, and our staff accountant. The next item is approved investment instruments. We are not allowed to invest in just whatever we want, right? Everything is determined by a law. And right now, the majority of our funds are currently being invested in public funds investment pools, as allowed by Texas Government Code 2256.016, as well as certificates of deposits, as allowed by Texas Government Code 2256.010. But we don't use this one as much because it ties up our monies for much longer than we would like. So it decreases the liquidity of it. And the next item is the goal. What is the purpose of this board policy? The main purpose is to ensure the safety of the principal, meaning the funds of the school district, as well as maintain liquidity and maximize financial returns for the school district. If you turn your page, the next item is liquidity. So the school district is required to have an investment portfolio that has sufficient liquidity to meet anticipated cash flow requirements. And this includes the checks that we print through accounts payable to our contractors, to our vendors, as well as payroll to our employees. And right now, in our account, in our general operating account, we usually try to keep a $2.5 million cushion in case of falling short of meeting it. We do try to keep as much as we can in investment accounts, though, so that they can generate interest. And then the last item is the internal controls. We are required as a governmental entity to protect against losses of public funds. And how do we do that? By putting procedures in place to prevent this from happening. And the main procedure that we have right now is that we do require dual approval. So this is why we have 2 investment officers, because only the investment officers are able to approve transfers. So to withdraw the money, you would have to get the 2 investment officers to approve it, and only them. We also are required to provide updates to the board of how our investments are doing. So we do that through the quarterly investment reports, and that those reports also show the interest earned, as well as the annual investment report, which shows the total value of our entire portfolio for the entire fiscal year. And that concludes this presentation. Any questions?
Thank you, Melissa. All right, any questions or comments by board members? All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Ms. President.
I have a motion made by Mrs. Castillo, a second by Mr. Davalos. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, moving on to item 3, discussion and possible action on the update of the 2024-2025 compensation plan. Mrs. Capistan. Oh, yes, yes. Mhm.
This is the updated contract from one year. I just wanted everyone to have a copy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Mendoza. Thank you, Ms. Scott, members of the board, and to our audience. There's a couple of adjustments that the district is asking the board to approve regarding our compensation plan. One of them is the need for a junior high UIL compensation plan to allow the district to remove the district having to require our team to attend a district UIL meet in order to get the stipend. And Ms. Quest is here. Today we've had several discussions about this, difficulty in getting our students to the district meet, zoning alignment, and really providing them the biggest or the most compelling reason is because we want our students to be able to compete in an arena that has multiple school districts competing to allow our students a good competition. So in speaking with Ms. Quest and information from the junior high, it was recommended to remove from the compensation plan that our school had to compete in a district UIL meet and instead to the same amount of meets, but with the removal of the word compete at the district level UIL competition. Ms. Quest, is there anything else that I'm missing for that? Any other questions about that part of the compensation plan? So the other part of the adjustment to the compensation plan is the part of the district requesting from the board to approve a $1,000 one-time stipend as a retention stipend for all of our employees that were hired by August 31st, and anyone hired after August 31st to be eligible to receive a $250 stipend. And that is to recognize the hard work that our employees have done, the commitment. We have employees that have been here 10, 20, 30, 40 years plus. But more importantly than that, it's the work that our employees do day in and day out, on the weekends, during holidays, to ensure that our students receive the very, very best education that they possibly can. Our employees are committed, they have experience, but most importantly, they have the heart. So at this time, administration is making those two recommendations. Ms. Scott? Yes, ma'am.
And this is for the amount, the 375,000?
No, that would have to be adjusted based on the numbers of employees and adding the $250,000 as well.
So in addition to this amount?
There might be a slight adjustment to that.
This was an estimate of the total
Correct.
amount.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
a close estimate to what the total amount would be, but it depends on the final number of the
Yes.
total number of that
Yes.
began full-time before August 31st.
Correct. So in speaking with Ms. Gonzalez last week, we always want to ensure that we have a hefty fund balance. We never want to get anywhere near an area that our district will be not in a not good financial situation. Our district is in a good place financially. We have presented a balanced budget. We're one of probably less than 20% of the districts in the state of Texas, as TASB has told us, that presented a balanced budget. Our our campuses do a great job with the amount of money that's presented to them, and so do our district departments. So this would in no way jeopardize our district's financial stance as far as where we're at, not just right now, but in the future and for next year.
But if it goes over, would there be a need for us to reconvene, or is it okay if we approve now, it's just, even if it goes over, we're good? So we
Yep.
wouldn't have to have another emergency board meeting to approve?
The motion isn't have a total fund amount, so it's
so
moving.
it's just tied in there, but that's.
This is
for-
just
for us to have kind of
the,
a understanding of.
yes.
Got it, okay.
Yes, the motion language won't have a set
Understood.
amount. It's just to approve the stipend.
I just don't wanna hold anything up
No,
with us
yeah,
having
yeah.
to reconvene,
you.
right? I
That's a
don't,
great-
that's the last,
And then, great point. And then when would the stipend be dispersed?
December 20th.
Is it on there?
It's
Right.
gonna be stated in detail in the motion.
There you go.
Yes.
Oops,
Okay,
excuse me.
so do we want to go ahead and move forward with the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I move,
she's gonna
I
read the
move
language.
that the Point Isabel ISD Board of Trustees take action to update the 2024-25 compensation plan by adding a retention stipend based on start of the school year date, and for those employees who meet the criteria provided within the updated compensation plan, as a one-time payment of $1,000 for those eligible and $250 for those employees who started the year after August 31st, to be compensated on December the 20th, 2024. This retention stipend serves to retain committed, experienced, and skilled staff members, and as such is the public education purpose in compliance with Article 3 of the Texas Constitution.
I have a motion made by Mrs. Zamora. Do I have a second? I think everybody wants to
Everyone
second. Second by Mrs. Castillo. I just want to say, I think as a district, we're so fortunate enough to be able to be in this position to do this for all of our employees. And kudos to Mrs. Capisan, Mrs. Gonzalez, and all of her team and all your admin team, you know, for bringing us to this position to where we have such a healthy fund balance, to where other districts, you know, I've seen in the news that they're doing that, but yet they also are in huge budget deficits and they're having to cut a lot of things. We're fortunate that we're not in that position. So thank you to you and your team. And again, I'm just thrilled to be able, as a board, as a district, to do this for all of our employees. Not only are they all very deserving, they put so much work and effort. And I know we had said we were sad, you know, the ESSER funds were gone and we wouldn't be able to do things that had been done for the past 3 years. But we had a surprise.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good surprise. So thank y'all all. Yes, and this is for all employees, certified and classified employees. So everybody is benefiting from this. So we're very, very pleased to be able to do that. So Merry Christmas.
I would
Yay.
like to add, I
Go
would
ahead.
like to add a point here that in the last few years, we think we have done, or we have done, taken great steps to reward our staff members who have displayed their heart for our kids. And I'm particularly happy that Mrs. Capisan added that it also includes the heart, because that is, when you have the heart, you can grow by leaps and bounds. And we've already established that we're growing by leaps and bounds.
Yes. Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Yay!
Merry Christmas.
Okay. Moving on to Superintendent's Educational Report and Routine Reports. Mrs. Capisan.
Thank you, Ms. Scott, members of the board, and to our audience. Attached to your agenda, you have the public school disbursements for November 2024, tax office report, and financial report. If anyone has any questions, we will assist.
Moving on to item 3, executive session, closed session. The president of the board will call an executive closed session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Section 551.001, which authorizes the holding of such closed or executive sessions. Section 551.072, deliberations regarding real property, discussion and/or possible action on approving the bids received on property struck off to Cameron County for itself and other taxing jurisdictions from a tax resale conducted on November 5th, 2024. 551.074, personnel matters, discussing personnel deliberations on appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, and dismissal, or to hear complaints against personnel. Item 1, discussion and possible action on superintendent recommendation for renewals, proposed non-renewals, and resignations of professional educator contracts, professional staff administrators, professional staff others. Item 2, discussion and possible action, professional personnel report that includes employment, resignation, leave of absence, new hires, promotions, and transfers for the month of December 2024. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I move.
I have a motion made by Mr. Davalos, a second by Mrs. Galvan. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We're moving into executive closed session at 6:52 p.m. Mhm. Okay, we're good? Are we on? Yes, okay. All right, it is 7:50. We're out of executive session. Do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
I'll move.
I have a motion made by Mrs. Galvan, second by Mr. LeBlanc. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously out of executive session at 7:50 PM. Do I have a motion to return to open session?
I'll move.
Second.
I have a motion made by Mrs. Galvan, a second by Mr. LeBlanc. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Back in open session at 7:50 PM. Action on matters or items considered in closed session. Item 1, discussion and possible action on the resolution approving the bids received on the tax resale properties on November 5th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the resolution approving the bids received on the tax resale properties on November 5th, 2024 for the following. Suit number 2016-DCL-07863, account number 94-3610-0710-0000-00. Next, suit number 2022-DCL-01128, account number 94-1250-0030-0030-00. Next one, suit number 2019-DCL-07514, account number 94-4430-0000-0040-00. Next, suit number 2019-DCL-07514, account number 94-4430-0000-0050-00, and suit number 2019-DCL-07514, account number 94-4430-0000-0101-00.
Okay, I have a motion made by Mrs. Galvan. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Davalos. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 2, discussion and possible action on superintendent recommendations for renewals, proposed non-renewals, and resignations of professional educator contracts, professional staff administrators, and professional staff others. Do I have a motion?
I move.
I'll move to
Approve.
as discussed in executive session.
I have a motion made by Mrs. Zamora,
I'll second.
a second by Mrs. Galvan. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 3, discussion and possible action on professional personnel report that includes employment, resignation, new hires, promotions, and transfers for the month of December 2024. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the, as discussed, the professional personnel reports for the month of December 2024.
I have a motion made by Mrs. Galvan, a second by Mrs. Castillo. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Mr. Davalos, a second by Mr. LeBlanc. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Meeting is adjourned at 7:53 PM.
Yay,
Good
Merry
night and have a
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and a
Merry
Happy New
Christmas,
Year.
guys.